second. All right, so good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, August 30th, 2022. I really don't have anything to say. Normally, I don't stream while I'm working on this particular platform because I usually like to have music and stuff going on, but I don't. I don't have any, so it's no excuse for me not to stream. I'm gonna post a regular video on it. I think I posted before, but if you have ever have an error where it says an encoder error has occurred while streaming, if you're using another app to stream or anything like that, here's a quick and easy way to fix it. And I might as well record it as I'm doing it now so I can make a video of it later, which is what I think I'm going to do. So bear with me just a moment. Again, there's really no real topic here. I'm just working on stuff. You guys are keeping me company in the background. If you want to, feel free to share your experiences and your stories. That way, that's a big, yesterday or whatever other day it was that I was vlogging, that was a big encouragement for me. But today it's good to share it because sometimes we want to get things off of our chest. One of the topics that I have for today is slow to anger, quick to appease, because in the world that we're living in today, it seems like there are so many things, little things, that somehow can incite us to be emotional. And emotion could be angry, could be sad, could be happy, to be mad, but it's always good not to get drunk with emotion, but to sit back and contemplate and think about it for a while before you act, before you respond. Um, and I say this because over the past few weeks, I don't know about your lives, but my life has been a little weird, in the grand scheme of things, nothing too crazy, but little things here and there that could really make a big difference. I talked about how I was walking home the other day and, you know, some guy walked up on me, scared the heck out of me. It was a white guy with a red wagon, similar to the red wagon that I have. And, he was wanting me to exchange or interact on that, and I didn't. I just simply stopped, gave him space to move on. And then just this weird whole series of weird events happened after that. And I kept thinking how weird it was a family in front of me, or what I perceived to be a family. They kept stopping, and I was thinking, okay, let me get past them. I walk past them, then they'll walk just in front of me and stop again. And I'm like, what is going on? And I didn't feel threatened or wasn't on high alert because my mind is like, this is a family, there's no danger, but be careful. You know, I've always said that God protects fools and babes, right? And you guys know that I watch TikTok a lot. Even when I'm working on stuff, I have TikTok going on in the background. But there was a couple of videos that disturbed me. A few videos, at least a good 3 or 4 videos that disturbed me on TikTok that really touched on this almost exactly. The first one that I came across, ironically, because I was like, should I even tell the story? Because it sounded so weird, so crazy. I was like, no, I don't know. But I wanted to document it, because it's definitely some type of something that I need to learn from that. And I was like, that's so weird, and I couldn't figure out, did these people have my best interest? Were they trying to look out for me? Or did they think that I was the scary one and they were looking for me? Or, were they just trolling me? Were they trying to cause an issue when there wasn't? And the truth of the matter is, they could be one or the other or all three, especially when you're dealing with a group of people. But I didn't understand it because I was like, this is a family. Usually with a family, things seem pretty innocuous. But like I said, in true God fashion, I get on TikTok and then there's a video about this woman. And I told y'all about her before. Beautiful woman, walking down the street in New York, and she's eating a burger. This guy's trying to talk to her or says something to her in the back. She ignores him, keep going. And then what he does is, after a while, I guess he gets tired and he zooms past her. And she's like, good, he's gone. But he zooms past her to stop in front of her and then to face berate her and then punch her. And the sad thing about it was that, and that's what made me think about, okay, why was that family doing that? Again, just because you see a family doesn't mean it's safe. They may not necessarily even be a family, just a group of people of varying ages. You don't think that you may see a 30-year-old and a 20-year-old hanging out, but it happens. Or a 30-year-old and 16-year-old, it happens. It shouldn't, but it happens. And so it made me alert and aware of my safety. And then after that, I saw a video about this woman that was on the train. She was in New York, been a New Yorker all her life. You know, she knew about people getting assaulted on trains. She wasn't paying attention. These are all violence against women, and it's black men, you know, which I don't think, you know, is a stereotype because I was a white man that did that yesterday. But always be protected, always be aware of your surroundings. And again, you know, in these situations, they really couldn't do much. You know, that way that woman responded, the first one, I probably would have, for all of these women, I would have responded the exact same way, depending on when you catch me. You know, and that's why I'm kind of glad that I'm not as cute as I used to be when I was younger, because I don't get that type of attention, you know. And if people come and follow me and things like that, you know, is I make it clear, because I know that I'm not cute or attractive, that hey, you know, this person is bothering me. Because if not, folks will turn it around to be the other way, you know. And I'm just like, no. So yeah, this woman was sitting on a train in New York, and she wasn't looking up. She wasn't even looking at her phone. She just happened to be looking down, and she noticed this guy's shoes and pants, and she could see that they were dirty, but she didn't pay attention. She didn't tell if he's homeless or not. And then there was a mariachi band playing. The mariachi band stopped. The train stopped. He hauled off and punched her in the face and got off the train. Now, thinking about this, all of this seems nonsensical and just out of the blue. You know, he split her nose. It seems nonsensical and out of the blue, but then I think back, and like I said, God has a way of putting everything together for me. Does it? I don't believe that's right, but this world today, that's what's going on. So we got to be careful. But I think back to that time when I was in Miami, and I told y'all about Brownsville or Brown Sub train station, wherever that was. I forget the name. It's been so long. About that young man. It was a boy to me. I don't know. He was somewhere between 17 and 20, but he turned out to be 19. And he kept looking at me, and I was like, why is this boy looking at me? He had a CD player. He's trying to sell it to me, and he probably would have hauled off and hit me in the face, you know. But the thing about it, you know, and that's why I was careful to be like, I was like, where'd you get that CD player from, you know? And I was messing with him. But you know, I found out, and that's how he got the CD player. He was at another train station. He saw a man with it. He thought the man was looking at him funny, and he hauled off and punched him in the face and knocked him out on top of a cop car. So it could be something as simple as that. And for women and for men these days, you know, society as far as gender has become very homogenous. I don't mean to look homogenous. It's just I'm old and I don't care, and my hair was damaged, so I cut it all off. So I'm not intentionally being androgynous. I said homogenous. Androgynous in the way that I look is, you know, is what it is, and I'm okay with it. But with society coming to that, where men and women are converging, at least in the eyes of society, and the roles that are being played. Um, I think some men don't realize or don't care. People just don't care these days that they have a lot more strength than women, you know, and people in general can be fragile. And that's the scariest thing, people that are fragile, people that have nothing to lose, you know, people that are loose cannons, you know. And that's why I say we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we become that we don't want to be. We have to look for things that we admire and become those things that we admire, and let people be who they are too, you know. um but it's still good to have our own boundaries. But with saying all of that, just, you know, be careful in this world today, you know. When people have fragile egos, like I said, you know, loose cannons, it doesn't take much to set them off. Somebody could look the wrong way. They could perceive you look the wrong way. You could look like somebody that downed them or said something wrong to them in the past. Like I said earlier, you know, my little thought of the day is reminiscent of a Bible quote, you know, but it's been a minute. But, you know, be slow to anger, quick to appease. I say slow to get emotional about stuff, quick to appease. And I'm translating quick to appease as, you know, taking a look around and looking at your surroundings and seeing what's going on. The girl that was on the train that got punched, she wasn't expecting that, you know. But again, you have to understand that humans, we are also very animalistic creatures in nature, and that we can feel each other's energy. Maybe she didn't say anything, but maybe she was just like, ill, you know, whatever. But that's not the vibe that I caught from her, you know. But again, be slow to appease, slow to anger, quick to appease. And the other part of that was, I was saying that it's tested, you know, we're all stupid in our own very special ways. And it's true, you know, especially the older I get, I see the stupidity in myself, you know. Literally on Kick, my name is like Sweet Potato or something like that. And I'm a change because I'm not identifying putting labels on anything anymore, any tangible labels. Like I have 500, 200 black, 5'4", 200 black, because, like I said, it's easier for other black people to find me if I put BLK on my name. But I think it's just like, being half South Korean and half black, when people started saying black and day Blasian, I was like, oh, that sounds so ghetto to me. I didn't like that. So I never ever referred to myself as that. Or even, though I have a hunger for searching at that time for searching for other people that look like me, but I don't look nothing like them now, I would not even search that, even though that was the only way I'll be able to find it. But I always considered it Afro-Amerasian, triple A, you know. And as far as black, um, the only reason that I put that is because I want other people, black people, to be able to find me. But when I look at it, what has black people done for me? But not about that. The reason I want to take it off is because look how beautiful we are, brown, 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 brown. Look at all that beauty, all that brown. And I think that's a lovely thing. But again, I think it's important that we're slow to anger and definitely quick to appease in this day, slow to be emotional about things. If you want to say something, if you feel, and, like I said, the older we get, the less propensity that we have to put up with stuff, but we have to zip it and watch and observe, and I know what it feels like because I have situations where I'm just like, oh my goodness, and I've been mad, and I spoke in my mind to um not all the time, I say my piece and then I go ahead. I don't like situations where I'm repeating stuff over and over again, because it doesn't make sense to do that. If they're not listening, they're not listening. You got to do something different. Either you're going to do something about it, or you're not, and that's the truth. But anyways, so if you have anything to share, your stories, your experiences, in regards to emotional management, emotional intelligence, please feel free to share them. Also, I'm learning, and it always happens to me as well. When I get to the point where I'm just like ready to give up, and when I say give up, that means do absolutely nothing and let whatever whatever consequences come. Because and I did put out there, and I'll put a survey on YouTube about it later, but I did put out there a question about it. Do you consider that when people stop, and just be like, they had enough, F it, whatever, you know, for a middle-aged woman, could that, and I still haven't came on my cycle this month. I'm so happy. And this month is about to be over in 2 days. Hopefully I'll never get it back, and hopefully it's over. And I don't care if that makes my estrogen or whatever go down. It's probably already has, which is probably why I look even more manly. YouTube, y'all didn't get a chance to see it because the picture's scary, but I posted it on Whisper. Like, TikTok has this filter where it makes you look like a man. Well, it just puts a mustache and a beard, but apparently that's all I need. And I was actually a pretty handsome man, but not, this is not. So it's scary. And then sometimes when I take it, I look like an old pervert, like those dirty old men, like, that's what I look like. But on this last picture, I didn't, and I'm glad, because it makes me wonder, like, ew. But anyways, the only reason I'm talking because I couldn't just start this and not say anything at all. So now I've said something, and I'll let the universe take its course. Oh, what I was supposed to be doing, and I'll do this later. I don't have, I was supposed to be recording, making a video about when you get the encoder error message, but it's really easy. It's really about 3 or 4 steps. You just want to make sure, though, just so you don't freak out, that you have multiple monitors, because you're going to disable your graphics card. And if you disable it on your computer and you don't have any other monitors hooked up, it can be scary. But yeah, just make sure that you have a couple of monitors hooked up, and then close the program that you're working with where you got the encoder error, and then go to your device manager, go to your display adapters, and then disable. You may have a few of them, a few different display adapters, but go to the one specifically for your PC, and you can just right click it and disable it. Once you disable it, then you can open back the program that you were working on and then re-enable it. And voila, you shouldn't have that error again. You would have thought they would have fixed it now, because that's an old, I've made a few recordings about that. That's an old issue that's been going on. But yeah, that's it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I love questions better than assumptions. Some questions I still, even though I do, I still reserve the right to keep some things undisclosed, based on my comfort level, which may or may not be wise because sometimes I'm just like a normal human being. We can be very open and giving to people just because somebody smiled, which again, like that night that white man was behind me, he smiled and waved at those people to give the presence and appearance of being non threatening, even though he may be the biggest threat. So sometimes those are the people that you have to watch out for. And that proves itself in history time and time again. The guy that lived in the neighborhood, even though he had some weird stuff going on, had three girls locked in his basement for 10 years. But people had nothing but the nicest things to say about him. Yeah, but that's what it is. If I were to be obituarized, obituarized, like that, making up words. Today, you wouldn't hear this big old thing about, oh, she was a beautiful woman, or she was a big, all the things that I want to be that you hear people say, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I can't call it until it actually happens. But I'm going to enjoy my life here and hopefully, something good. And actually, I did a poem this morning about life. It could be misinterpreted the wrong way. I hope not, but I did. And that was posted on Whisper as well. Just because Whisper, you know, it's under the premise that it's supposed to be anonymous. None of my stuff is anonymous, but because it's supposed to be anonymous, it's supposed to show your ugliest thing. So I don't have any problem putting it out there, And my reason for doing it is I'm hoping to, get some discussion or some chat open about it. That's all. That is really all. I don't even know what this place is. Hmm. Oh, I like that. I kind of like this. It's pretty cool. Hmm. Oh, hey, I didn't see you over there, YouTube. Let me bring you closer because you know I'm a little old lady and I can't see. Jay Wayne says, "Hey, good morning, 730 here." Hey, Jay Wayne. Hey, 730. Let me find out where that is because I don't really know where that is. So let me take a look real quick. 730. That's someplace I've never lived before. It is in Illinois, and that's why you guys are way, way out there. Have I had any new dreams lately? Yeah, just the ones that I posted. I've had weird things happening in real life though that seem almost dreamlike. How about you? Do you have any do you dream and do you have dreams that come true or dreams that are true adjacent? I think I just had one this morning that I may have uploaded. But yeah, I have some really, really weird, weird things going on. But you know what I think though? I don't find a lot of other people posting about dreams that much. They may be there, but maybe it's hidden. Because I see dreams from way back 2010 when I try to search it. Because I'm sure the dreams that really mean things people are not posting online. I think a lot of people have gotten smart and don't post at all. But also I wanted to put a disclaimer out there to YouTube. You may send me a message and it may be like super duper delayed because I might not see it for one until a lot later because I'm doing stuff. But you guys, y'all are here because I really need your company in the background. The energy helps me. But in addition to that, there may be a lag in streaming, and don't worry about all that. That's toilet paper, whatever, because I get allergies and I need to blow my nose. But yeah, so let me know. Also, kick to if anybody here has dreams and you want to share them, feel free. If you want to hop in the box to share them, so you don't have to type, that's fine too. I think Jane West since I meant 7:30 a.m. Now it's 7:45. Just waking up. Wait a minute. So 7:30 a.m. Wow, but it's if you're in Illinois, you have to be either Central Time Zone or I think you guys are Central Time Zone. Yeah, you guys are Central Time Zone, so it should be nine something where you are. If you woke up 7:30, you've been up for a couple of hours. But I had that happen the other day. It's like I got really, really sleepy and tired, like out of nowhere, and it literally put me to sleep. I had some weird stuff. Oh, I talked about the dream that I had this morning. I think that dream was like at 7:30 in the morning, which is ironic, which is what you posted as your time being up. But yeah, I think my dream was like at 7:30 this morning, and that was a really weird dream. That's the and what's so weird about it is very adjacent to the dream that I had like when I was 8 or 9 years old about running from the gargoyles on the library porch. But this time I was running from a little white kid that kept slapping me on my bottom, and the parents, thought it was cute. Like, what are you doing, such and such? And I'm running, and the kid is super demon running after me, like right up on me. And then he put his hands on my hip, like kids do to wrap their arm around you, but he was little. And he drained all the energy out of me. It was the same as that gargoyle when he did this on the porch. and I could feel my energy being drained, and I had to let go and allow myself to be pulled back. It was like that. My energy was being drained. And what's so funny is about, and not funny how I have a funny weird about those dreams where my energy is being pulled away from me like that. The past few days, that's how I've been feeling. Like it would be like I'm trying to work on something, and I don't want to think that it's because I was eating too much, and I need to change my diet too. I've been eating straight pork the past month probably, but in real life I've been feeling like that. Like the more I try to do stuff, and it's just weird because there's no real reason for it. It's like I get so tired to the point where I'm just like, oh my gosh. Yesterday, um, I try to at least stay up and about, and some of it could be because I woke up in the middle of the night, whatever, which may be, because of my perimenopause, which is what I think I'm going through. In addition to perhaps, people say depression, but I don't like to claim that. And and what's the other thing? Relaxed healing, which I agree too. It comes to a moment where you're like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, slow down. The world needs to slow down because I'm not going to keep living this way. So could be a combination of all those things together. And thanks again, Jay Wayne. And actually, I can check you out. There's a different way for me to do this. Let me work on that. And I'm so hungry right now. And the only thing that I have, and I try to eat whatever's quick, is like I have again pork chops, some ribs. Actually, I can make some bomb macaroni, jalapeno macaroni and cheese would be really good, but that takes time. Or some spaghetti, you know, or just I got some ramen I can heat up. I hate it when you don't eat ramen right then. It ain't no saving it and eating it for later. That's like straight garbage. So, but I will eat it. Will I eat it? Yes, of course I will. Wade says I'm on the West Coast. Okay. Oh, you said 7:30 a.m. I was looking up 7:30. I'm sorry. And see, this goes back to what I was talking about. I was talking about how it's tested that um basically we're all stupid in our own special way. And I talked about the older that I get, the stupider I become. I was just on and I'm gonna talk about this. And I didn't finish. I was starting to talk about it earlier. I'm not finishing my statements, but I was on Kick earlier, and people can get my Kick different places, like on Whisper, or I'm on Black, the app Black. And it's not for dating purposes. It's for just to open communication. I want to be able to chat and text and shit like that, right? But so my Kick literally has sweet potato in it. It's like sweet is the first name, potato is the last name, because I look like a big old couch potato. But what's better than a couch potato? A sweet potato. So that's what I'll be. I'll be a sweet potato. You know. So this person came in and was very kind and cordial to me. They advised, "Hey, beautiful, whatever, whatever," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever," you know. But they're being really cordial and nice and kind, and I was appreciative of it. And then I had to go because I had something I had to wrap up and do, and they were like, "Okay, bye, sweetie," and I was just like, I don't like being called sweetie, love, honey, sugar, all of that. You be better off I don't like that. And I said I didn't like it, but something in my spirit told me, I was just like, I don't think you can tell when people are being careless with it or mean harm, but he didn't. But I just don't like it. And I want to be consistent in saying that. But then after I got off the live stream, I remembered my name is literally Sweet Potato. And it doesn't even say potato because it shows us the first name is just Sweet. So, that's how stupid we are. And dumb me, I see 730 and I'm like, okay, 730 Illinois. We're so smart, we're stupid. And then you went on to tell me you meant 7:30 a.m. But instead of me taking it and being, oh, he meant the 730 was 7:30 a.m. and not 730 area code. I was like, how can that be though? Because if you're in Illinois, you see how crazy it is. So, in my older age, if you ask me, am I crazy? Um, depending on the tone you give it, in certain situations, maybe I might be, and I'm okay with that because too much sanity is insane, especially in this crazy ass world. Speaking of crazy things in this world, I talked earlier, I don't think I did it on live, but about how this woman, they were outside of a van store, probably in which are like some popular name brand shoes or whatever. And the vans people threw all those shoes out and cut holes in them, and the homeless people standing right there like, oh my gosh, all these homeless people right here, and y'all intentionally put holes in the shoes. And it doesn't surprise me. I'm like, yeah, it's capitalism. That's the world that we live in. They will. It's enough food and whatever. People throw away enough stuff in their house to take care of someone else. So that's why when you say I'm gonna donate to all across the country, you don't really have to do that if you can build a relationship. Which these days of age, I'm done. I don't think I'm trying to build relationships with people anymore. I'm done. I just need to, you know, I just need to collect what I need to collect to keep it moving. But if we could, how much better off we would be. And I say this because there's been so many instances that I look at, being a person that is of Afro descent, and Afro people are being around me. There's not really Asian people around me. If they are, they're definitely not talking to me. But how disappointed I am about the stories of how I hear black men treat black women, about the things I've experienced from other black people. You know, so I don't just blanket say just because someone's black. And then I took the live, I privated the live, this live I entered yesterday where the guy he was trying to he's trying to make me mad by saying nigger and all this and all that. But it didn't faze me because that's not who I am. It would bother me more if it depends, the impact that your words have on me depends on the amount of respect that I perceive you to have, the amount of respect that I give you and feel that you deserve. If I feel that you don't deserve any respect, you can say anything to me and I wouldn't give a care because I don't respect you. So it doesn't matter. But if I'm caught off guard, like I said, at the grocery store where I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to buy groceries, you know, the workers are going to respect people that come to buy groceries. But it ain't always true. You know what I'm saying? It's not always true. And so I'll be caught off guard if you do something mean or nasty to me because I'm having a great day and I'm expecting to have a great day. And then you come and blindside me with some negativity that I'm not expecting, that's trifling and out of the ordinary, then yeah, that'll affect me. But then you start to learn, that these are the behaviors and the ways that these people, places, and things interact, and you become accustomed and you adapt to it. Just like I complained so much about that Mr. B's IGA, you know, even though I had complaints about it, when I looked at it, when I went to Winn Dixie, I purchased $18 of food that appeared to be the same thing that I purchased over there, which was $10 less, which they charged me $30 for. But the way that they had it packaged, a whole rib wasn't a whole rib. It was just a bone with air underneath. So there's good and bad in everything. What I have to learn about myself is to be quiet and look for the good. And when I get a chance, I'm going to edit that review that I put up because things change. And I'm able to edit that and see the truth. And I'm going to, you know, I'm going to. I thank God for giving me a heart to listen because some people don't want to hear anything the environment around them tells them or anything that anyone else has to say or take into consideration that they may be wrong. And some people know that they may be, but they'll continue to hack on it because they don't want to be put in a light where they can be wrong. But we're human, we can be. And especially the older we get because more experiences we come in contact with and the less elasticity we have to bounce back, you know. And it's hot. I need to go turn on the air. I'll be right back. Oh, thank you, Wayne. Wayne probably had to go away. This is probably at work. Or something deemed to be productive by society. Whoa! I guess I should move that big toilet paper roll, but it's there. It's real. It's there. It's there for a purpose. Okay. Okay, capiche. I'm sitting here looking. I got like condiments and stuff all over the place because I sit and I snack while I do stuff. And I happen to look and see my chocolate syrup, and I'm like, ooh. I was using it for my banana pudding, and it's so weird when you do banana pudding and chocolate syrup and strawberry jam, it comes out tasting like banana splits. So that's pretty cool. Oh, I love your openness and courage to share your cam. Yeah, you're meek. Am I meek? Am I meek? Because I'm starting to feel like the villain. I'm starting to feel like the villain these days. So I'm glad you said that. Um, but I guess I don't have a big thermometer to compare. My sweater's on inside out, and it has a lot of holes in it. Isn't that great? That's wonderful. That's just wonderful. Thank you, and I appreciate that. Yeah. So, what do you have planned today? Are you just hanging out, chilling? Um, are you working? Are you looking for work? Are you working on working? What's your thing that you're doing today? You do dream, but not often. You should write them down. And that's what I miss too. I used to, and now you see how I get so much distracted. I had to get up to turn on the air. Then I sat down. Then I have to go to the bathroom. Then I need water. Then all of a sudden I feel dry and I feel like I need lotion or Vaseline or something. I'll be back. Let me go get you some Vaseline. And when you have dreams, are your dreams like dreams that come true, like they're kind of prophetic, or do they really not mean anything to you and you forget them? But you said you should write them down, so I guess you do forget them. But yeah, I used to write everything in a journal. What am I seeing? This is the thing about being blind. You'll see like little, like I have a one of those tacks that have a hook on it on the wall. I thought it was a bug and I almost went off. It's a it's a tack, and that happened to me the other day too. I just, my eyesight is getting really bad. I do dream, but not often. I should write them down, but I always forget. Yeah. Yep. And that's one of my beliefs, though, about being open. Openness is love. That's what really love is. Anything the opposite of being true, truthful, and open, that's the opposite of love, which is hate and evil. But being truthful and open, that's real love to me. But what can sometimes dampen that sometimes is fear when we're afraid to tell the truth, when we're afraid to be open, you know? And that's why like I said, I don't like a lot of clothes and stuff, even though I'm fat and whatever now, sometimes I can't stand to look at it, but I don't like a lot of clothes because to me, it covers up who you are, and as beautiful as our brown skin is, and I don't know about other skin because I haven't looked at it, but it's so glorious. It's so wonderful. This golden brown skin that looks like it's kissed by the sun, even when you're inside. My goodness. My goodness. How can you call it anything else but brown? It's so beautiful. I mean, I'm. That's the most beautiful thing. I just love it. I think it's so beautiful. I feel so honored, honored to be so beautifully brown. It's wonderful, 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 wonderful. And thanks again for your company. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm checking out your page. I'm gonna hopefully you don't have any music on it, so I'm gonna click on a couple of videos just to check it out. And the reason I made the comment about music is because I'm streaming, so it might pick it up and give me a copyright. But I forgot I have headphones on, so it won't hear anything. Oh, it looks like you do anime. You draw anime. That's awesome. Look at you. This is nice. The anime is nice. Yeah, you don't have a lot on here. Are you studying Chinese? I see Chinese letters on here. Let me look. It's probably a song or something. Panther, what's that? Do you make music? Or do you get like soundtracks to try to write over music? I like this one, the breaking up. The breaking up one on your page. Oh man, that's relaxing. That's a whole vibe. That's beautiful. So he says, I work full time at a hospital, off at midnight, starting my daily routine, watching my daily YouTube. Yours have been coming up first. Okay. Anime is for my, oh, your daughter draws anime. You know what? I'm so glad you're here because that means people my age are here. I'm used to everybody on here, like, feels like they're all babies, like 18s to 20s. But that's awesome. But that was beautiful that she made. That's really, 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 really nice. So I see you unwind with YouTube. I unwind like with TikTok usually, which I shouldn't keep doing that because you're feeding yourself. I'm feeding myself all this stuff. CERN summarized. Okay, let me take a look at that. That's such a coincidence. So I clicked on the video on your page that says CERN summarized. And remember how I was saying my dream when I was little, the one that related to the one I had last night, was like Ghostbusters. The big library that we were in, like Ghostbusters. It's a clip from Ghostbusters. And you're right. I'm listening to it. I feel it. Ooh. Yep, it's true. And that's what I was talking about. This all kind of ties it together because in that clip, he's talking about whatever it is in this container responds to human emotional states. And I was talking about how we have to be slow to anger and quick to appease, which translated another way for my life is slow to react emotionally and quick to sit back and observe. So that's awesome. I like this. Awesome. Well, you got a new subscriber, so another thing that I came across lately, because I'm on Kick too, and I clicked on somebody's profile. Some of these, like I said, the black the this kind of people, it's just some of those pictures are scary. It's like a spirit in them or something. It's just really ooh, creepy looking. But what was I gonna say? I forgot. But that's okay because I need to be working on stuff. But yeah, and some of these pictures I can't really make out, but I'll let it stay. Even though, oh no, I shouldn't because some of them are vulgar. But I don't have time to go through all of them. But yeah, they were also talking about how with AI now, they're making black people just like you see me on the screen. They had this black woman that looked like somebody just took a picture of her and it was an article, but it wasn't even a black woman. They create a whole account with this person, this fake person in all these videos. So again, be careful about what you allow to incite emotion in you, whether it be anger or happiness. And that's why I said I need to take a step down from TikTok. Sometimes there's things that I can relate to, but again, you don't want to get yourself so. And I don't think YouTube elicits that type of response. But yeah, YouTube is more laid back. I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube lately. Yes, my age is showing that kiddos are 20 years old now, and that's so scary to me. At first, I remember there was a time when I couldn't believe, like, I would be talking to somebody that was 20, and I would feel like I was still in college, but I'm like twice that age. And I was thinking maybe it's just because I don't have kids that it doesn't strike me as that. And I felt it so odd that when I talked to their parents, I felt uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. But yeah, thank you for the comments I've made. Oh, so is that music, the music that's on your page is music that you've made? Just for fun. I've had my channel for years, so rare to get feedback. Yeah, they don't really show stuff that much, you know? So yeah, but I'm glad I saw it because it's I'm glad to see real human beings. You know, everything seems so processed these days. You know, so capitalistic. You know, it's good to see real human beings, just human beings. Hey, I have a daughter. She made this on my page. Hey, I used to make music. You know, that's what's on my page. These are some videos I like. You know, everything doesn't always have to be about a dollar. You know, yeah, that music. I like that breaking up. That was nice. I liked it. Appreciated it. Once again, disclaimer, sometimes there's a delay, like in the streaming. So if it seems like I take forever to respond, it's just a delay. And you may leave and then and you may not even hear a response. You know, it may be like after you left, but as soon as I see them, I always respond. You know, I wish one day that I could be like that. Like, you know how people fix up their place so it looks like a showroom or looks like I don't know if that'll ever happen. I would like for it to be like that. I would like for my place to look good like that. But that takes time. It takes time that, you know, I don't have and because I have to get money. So, you know, you ain't got no dollar bills, y'all. And it's always and cleaning and stuff like that has always been a struggle for me. So that is what it is. It's always been a struggle for me. Today is Tuesday the 3rd. Oh gosh, I'm in 2004. It's crazy. Okay, the first vid I've seen of you was a dream blog from years ago. Yeah, I think, yeah, that was probably the start because I used to have like these real deep dreams and really deep dreams. But yeah, I miss the old me. You know, sometimes when I come across a video of me a long time ago, and even long ago, whatever videos you see long ago, you didn't really get to see the real me, you know, before the legal thing. The legal thing just really messed me up. But no one got a chance to see me before then. And it kind of breaks my heart because, and I guess in a way it's good because it would probably break my heart even more because when I see some of those really old videos, I can almost see and feel the innocence inside of me, you know. And it's almost like looking at a little child, and it just hurts me that I'm so far from the path, you know. Even though in those older videos I was far from the path too, it's like I'm even further, you know. I would I wouldn't recognize me or even believe that me and that old me and the me before that were related. But they say we change every 7 years, so yeah, it's sad. Hopefully, when you get a chance, if you start, do you think you'll ever start vlogging your dreams or writing your dreams down? And also some of those old videos that I saw too really broke my heart because you don't realize it when you're going through it how crazy it was. Like I had one video where I remember living in Hollandale Beach, and it was late at night, and there was bugs flying around the room, like flying palmetto bugs. I was horrified. I was like, what the? It was like really, when I watched it, I couldn't even believe it was a real video vlog. It looked like a movie that somebody made because it was crazy. Exactly. The old me was more creative, but I'm glad YouTube has preserved some of that as it has for you too. Yeah, I miss the old me. She's gone. She gone. That sweet little girl, even though that girl was 35, damn near 40 years old. She was so sweet. She was sweet. She was a little girl, you know? She liked to draw. She liked to dance. I used to actually move and dance. She liked to sing. You know, she liked to write poetry. That girl is gone. What happened to that beautiful child? She's gone. But yeah, that's why I'm glad, they say bad things about social media, but there's some good too, like the situation that I had, that was dream like the other night, when I came across the TikTok video, it was confirmation because I was just like, okay, I can't, what the heck is going on? I didn't know what was going on, you know. So how do you do a business? Oh, All right, excuse me for while I kiss the sky. Let's see here. Says, do you have a favorite dream? Yeah, the I wouldn't consider it a favorite dream, but that dream that I mentioned about, but the dream that I mentioned about when I was little, like when I was 8 or 9, because it's a prophetic dream, and actually, it actually came to pass. And this new dream that I had that kind of piggybacks off of that dream is coming to pass too, because it's about a little white boy that drained the power from me, and he came up behind me and caught me by surprise, just like that gargoyle caught me by surprise, and he drained my power, just like that first dream where that gargoyle or demon drained my power. It's the same thing, but now I think it's progressing from where the demon took it or was trying to hold me back to where, because I keep having all of these instances in real life and in dreams about white males, and because this was a child, what I'm thinking is that it's preparing me to let me know, and I think it's true because, like I said, I had really weird experiences that I have never had in my whole life. Um, that's the next phase that I'm coming to. I haven't done a reading for myself lately. I started to the other day, and I did the reading of my current position, which I didn't agree with. But I think I'm going to do the rest of that today too, in the midst of me doing whatever else I'm doing. But yeah, I'm always losing my flip flops. It's like either, yeah, here they are. They're under the table. They always get slid under the recliner, or I leave them under the other recliner, or they're under the table somewhere because I've been sitting under here like I have been. So, how about you? What is your favorite dream? What is your favorite dream and why? How did you learn to do those readings? Oh, 90s era. Okay, so I didn't even notice that there was a different person here. So I'll check you out. Um, 90s era. How did you have? He says, okay, my eyeballs are not so great. How you have so many YouTube channels? Oh, because they're old ones that I've gotten locked out of from way back when. Yeah. He says, or she says, how did you learn to do those readings? Well, what happened was, with tarot and Ouija and all that stuff, people were saying so many, and for some reason I don't know why this happens to me, but it's almost like when I start to talk about certain things, I get to the point where it's like my throat gets really swollen and I can't breathe, and I don't know if that's the universe trying to not let me talk about that stuff, and I get really thirsty out of the blue. But I'll come back and address that. And welcome, by the way. If there's a long lag between my responses and things like that, it's because there's a lag. Like with the streaming, you may say something and it may take a while for may take a while for the stream to actually catch up to where I even see your message, and then it takes a while for you to even get the message or whatever I had to say back. And then sometimes I just don't see it because I may be busy with my focus elsewhere and I don't see the message. But I'm gonna answer your question. I'm going to be right back. I need to go take care of something in the back, real back, and real quick, and I shall return. Give me about 3 to 5 minutes. I should be back. I shall return. That's the short version, of course. Okay, so he says, I had last year a dream I got saved from a big flood by a UFO. Okay, but you still having intense dreams. It was scary at first, but they took me to a safer, non-earthly place, and I woke up. That's the rumor, with all these things that are coming out. The rumor is that the aliens or whatever are supposed to actually be good, kind, benevolent beings, and they basically just want to save the earth. That's what the premise behind all of that is supposed to be. Um, yeah, I can't be in too much of a recline because I got stuff I got to do. Even though reclining is nice, I like to recline. Ow. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm checking out 90s era, and this is how bad my eyes are. His or her little clipping it looks like Kid and Play. I still can't see, but from far away, I thought it was like a white family. But he has like comedy on here. It's basically it, and some playlists. Oh, and I noticed if 90s era is still here, he has the Citizen Global Atlanta. I don't know if it's the same thing, but I've seen a lot about being American nationals, and people were actually giving information on how to do that on TikTok. But they every time they would do it, they would get blocked in the middle of their live stream. So Wayne says, I dream of. Oh, I put this on here. He says, I dream of such abstract things. That's why it stands out. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, that dream, it could be do any of your dreams actually come true or seem to come true, or do they seem to be adjacent or parallel to things that are happening in your real life? Oh, okay. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to Kick. So Kick Ant says, "What's happening?" Nothing much. I'm streaming in a couple. He has an anime character on here. Streaming in a couple of different places, and we're just having a chat. um, Most recently, I think we were talking about dreams and about tarot readings and prophetic dreams and things like that. That's all. Nothing major. Oh, we got a couple of anime. Somebody named Ash is anime too. I wish I knew how to do anime. The guy that I'm talking, one of the people that are on YouTube, he has a daughter that does anime, and because I went to his channel, and it's just so cool. The picture is so cool that's on there. Ooh, y'all have got some good stuff on your page. So I went to 90s era page, and he has this Dare Ajayi Maxi Dre live wedding in Chicago. That music, I wish I could play it. The music is nice. If you get a chance, you should check it out. The music is good. Hey, this is beautiful. I'm gonna have to check out the full thing after a while. It's like a whole hour and 45 minutes, so I'm clicking through to different parts. Woo, the music. Oh, I love it. What else is in here? Oh, it sounds like maybe he has a church. Oh, that's what's up. It's in Baltimore, though. Baltimore, D.C. area churches. And so it looks like they're African based. I love it. It's beautiful, though. Sounds like a whole Caribbean festival going on. I don't know if it's African or not. It says Sambay, Sambay. The beautiful ebony skin, beautiful, appropriate attire. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The music is nice. So I guess if you ever happen to be in that area in Maryland somewhere, or maybe that's just a band. Maybe they don't really, it's not really about the churches, it's their band. but the music is good. Good music. Oh, I was supposed to be looking at the tarot. Oh, yeah, I'll get to it, but just quickly, excuse me. The way that I started looking at those was, you know how when you're little, people talk about Ouija boards. I would never mess with Ouija boards, but they talked about tarot, and basically, tarot is just a book of life. And actually, I need to post that video. I have a video that I made like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago that I haven't posted. That's an animation of what I believe the tarot to be, and I had one on a little disc finder that I had, but somehow that got lost that I made. But it had music on it that of course does not belong to me, which we already know, but it's copyrighted and I didn't want to get my stuff taken down. So I didn't use that one, but I made a new one. And since I don't believe in tarot cards, but do that you make your own luck. Yeah, that's true. You do make your own luck. So let me, since we're talking about it, I'm acting like I'm independently wealthy over here when I know I need to tighten up. But I do want to talk about it. And this is wealth. Being able to have a conversation with people and share thoughts and opinions. That's the most wealth. Most wealth. That's a true wealth and riches. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, how I got into it is that someone just explained to me, and now I want to do my video. I probably can share it on YouTube because I'm doing it through another streaming method. And if I do, I can always put it in my profile and kick somewhere. But yeah, so the way that I got upon these, and y'all can look them up because my cards are old and raggedy now. But there's a tarot deck called the Vanessa Tarot, and I wanted to do my version of it, and I started. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Okay, it doesn't like it because somehow it's messing with the USB over here. Okay, but called the Vanessa Tarot, and it's called a feminist deck, but that's not the way that I look at it. I look at it, it's just ladies like me on the tarot cards. Who doesn't want to see people that look or resemble them on a tarot card? So actually, I'm going to go ahead and do my reading. But the way that I got started was I gained the understanding that tarot is basically just a storybook of life. When you go from 0 all the way to 21 and all the archetypes, it's just the journey through life. And maybe I will pull it up. This is I'm really acting like I'm independently wealthy, and I'm not. I'm definitely not, but I'm just gonna trust the process here. I'm gonna bring that video up. I never finished it, but I'm gonna bring it up and show it on YouTube. I just did the major arcana though. Answer just had a fight though. Why people are reading cards? Why don't they just go and live? Yeah, just go and live. That's what you're doing. Just like the same reason that you're sitting here watching a live stream of an old black lady. It's the same thing. It's a form of validation and entertainment for them. Why is it that you choose to do anything outside of, why is it that anybody chooses to do what they do? Like Erica Badu used to say, I'm working pleasing me so I can't please you. And that's why they do what they do. So jazzy like a willow tree, ooh wee, like a willow bee. My name is Willow Bee. Willow bee, ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. If you don't wanna be down with me, you don't wanna eat from my apple tree. If you don't wanna be down with me. 90 says my main YouTube channel is called Ayo Me Kun F. For some reason, I can't comment, so I'm using this one. Probably because you were blocked. Maybe you said something that I found to be suggestive or rude or something like that. But I'll go check it out. I'll check that out too because you may have some good stuff on there. Or maybe I was just having a bad day. I don't know. Let me go look you up over there. Hey yo. I did subscribe to that one though. That music was fire, like straight up awesome. I enjoyed all of that. When I'm not on YouTube, that's something. And if I want to be in a good mood, for me to play it. Oh, are you Nigerian? Are you Nigerian? 90s era? Are you? I love Nigerian people. I remember distinctly like the names that Nigerian people have. If I know how to say them, I don't know how to say this name correctly, but if I know how to say them, it's like music. It resonates in your soul, and it's like I know a few people with Nigerian names, 3 people off the top of my head with Nigerian names, and I so bad. I can say the first name, Namdi, and when you say the last name together, it flows so beautiful. Then there's Bukala, beautiful, and then who's the other one? Oh, Madupe, Madupe. Yes, indeed. Oh, I love Nigerian people. Nigerians are like, I love, they're so, to me, they're so rich. You know, all the ones that I've met have been rich in culture and intelligence and wisdom and beauty and, oh, the most ebony skin. And then the men are so big and, you know, they're wise. Let me tell you the story about the Nigerian man I used to work with. Worked in a bank. I remember his whole name, but I'm not going to say it for his privacy purposes. But he was so wise. This was before the Lion King was out. He was like the wise creature on the Lion King, and and he was dark skinned and very, very tall and very stolidly and so intelligent. And there was this white woman, and I remember I went to his office for some reason, and he had a picture on his desk, and I said, "Oh, that's your wife," you know. And he says, "Oh, I have 14 wives," and I was like, "What?" And he was explaining to me the African culture. You're allowed to have as many wives as you can take care of. And I said, "Well, how does that work out with them?" And he was like, "They help each other." You know, it was beautiful, you know. And when he compared it to American culture, where you're only supposed to have one wife, but people go around impregnating ridiculous numbers of girls and sleeping with ridiculous numbers of women, and they can't take care of any of them, all of them on welfare. There's people next to me on Section 8 where it ain't supposed to be a male there, but that there's few men over there that don't do anything, you know, that look like me. But I can't fault because, like I said, God has a way to chastise me because I sit around in my nightgown all day, or not even that, you know, if I'm not, if I can get away with it, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I understand being under such situations and circumstances, but you know, you're out here medicating yourself by having sex. That's not okay. You know, there are consequences of that. You know, and we're losing men to me. You know, and I'm so glad that God gave me the wisdom and made me ugly and pulled me out of all of that. So I'm not in the midst of it, but we're losing men. We've lost them in so many ways. Men of color, you know, regardless of what continent you're from, you know. So, you know, even though things that may not be perfect, when I see men, you know, that talk about their children and their wives and their girlfriends or whatever, it's a beautiful thing to me. Because even though it's not perfect, that might be your second or third wife, you know, but I'm glad that you're spending time with your children. But with the Nigerian culture, he was explaining to me, he takes care of all of them. He has a wife in Africa and he has a wife here, you know, and he sends money home and all this. And and uh, because he said that, this white woman in the office got it in her idea that she could hook up, you know what I'm saying? And she was throwing herself at him, and you know, he was letting her know, hey, I'm not interested. You know, he would dismiss her and look her directly in her face, you know, what do you need? And if it was not about work, right back down to work, you know? And she was literally throwing herself. If he gave an inkling that she could segue her way in any way, she would have. But he was so respectful, you know? And because you have 14 wives, it doesn't mean that every female creature that you see, you're going to allow to infiltrate or even share time with, even educate. He educated me, you know? And people get the wrong impression that just because you have 14 wives, because you're comparing it to your culture, that means, oh, I can hook up. No, that does not mean that, man. It does not. But man, I had so much respect for him. I dearly rich, rich. And then the Madupe person, also the bank. People, she felt awkward when she first got there because she was a college student, and people was like, "Oh, I can't say her name," you know, and it made me upset because I was like, you know, I asked her, "What's the correct way to pronounce your name?" Madupe, and I would say it all the time, and I hope it made somebody mad. I was like, Madupe, hi, good morning, Madupe, you know, and then it got to the point where it started catching on. Everybody started loving her name. They realized the music in her name. Beautiful. High school, Bukala. She came straight from Nigeria. Beautiful. And you guys on YouTube know my first name. And she was just like, Maria, you know, she says that's Nigerians have that name too, you know, and she was telling me about the richness and the beauty of my name. And this is at 14, 15 years old. So intelligent. Then I saw a TikTok video on Nigerian people, just, you know, and they were talking about, I think this may have been African people in general, how, you know, the guy walked up to an African man and asked him what time it was. And the dude was like, oh, you don't know the time. And he was educating him and making him feel ashamed for not being responsible enough to keep the time on him, you know. Or Nigerians show accountability, accountability for who you are, intelligence, carrying yourself a certain way, not letting any and everything infiltrate, you know. And the little bit of lack of confidence that I saw in Madupe is because Nigerian Americans will try to make you feel a certain type of way. And when you're young, sometimes, but Bukla didn't show that at all. She was proud, and she invited me to be proud with her. She was like, "Do you know what your name means?" Beautiful, so rich, so rich. I'm so in love, with the heritage that I come from, even though, I don't know directly. I'm so in love with both sides. And I talk about this beautiful brown skin daily, daily. So beautiful, And for people to call it something other than what it is, it's beautiful and brown. Different shades of gold is what it is. It's gorgeous. Okay, so and I'm sorry, Ann, I wasn't paying attention over here. I got carried away. So he says, okay, he says, as opposed to come down to is each to their own. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I think like this. You know how they say you're perfect in your imperfections? We're similar in our differences. We're all basically the same, we're part of the same entity. I used to think that we were all gods with a little g, and we all, when we come together, we make up EG. We make up different parts. Like if you just looked at me in my eyeball, you would say, oh, you know, this thing that I'm seeing in front of me is white. But if you look at here, it's black and it's curly and kinky, you know? Depending on what part you look at, you see something totally different, but every single part needs to be is important. Every single part needs to be present for it to be as beautiful and function as appropriate as it should. You need the white person to be the white person. You need the black person to be the brown person, the beautiful golden brown person to be the beautiful gold person. You need the Indian. Every single thing that exists on this earth exists for a reason. We are all a part of the greater good. He says he played Nigerian guitar. I hope you like it. Oh yeah. So is that the music that I saw? And I'm gonna have to get off here because I'm really not doing what I'm not even a little bit doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm gonna get off here in a minute. But I so appreciate your company, Janeway 2000, 90s era, AKM. And you're gonna have to, if you get a chance, if you can put a video, because I subscribe to you, um, 90s era. If you could put a video on your page saying your name appropriately, or maybe I can look it up. Let me see if I don't think it's gonna let me. Well, maybe I can. Maybe somebody else posted a YouTube video on how to say your name appropriately. Because I bet it sounds like music when it's said right, and I want to be able to say it. But yeah, whatever you got on your page, if that's you playing the guitar and whoever's playing whatever else they're playing on, it sounds so good. It's really good. Ayomikan or Ayomikan pronunciation. So that's after an Aruban movie. And actually, I saw something else in here. It doesn't say how to pronounce it on here. Oh well. If you get a chance, hopefully it's on your Ayomikan F. So it's hard to find like YouTube channels just by the name like that. Like for me to even find your 90s era, I had to go onto another device and actually click on your thing and then go to view channel. But from where I'm streaming from, I can't do that. And then like, let me ask you something. Well, of course you're gonna find it. If you have the link for your channel, if you just post it in my chat, I'd appreciate it. I'll go check you out if that's okay. I'm gonna about to get off of here, so it may be after I get off here you see it, or you can leave a comment on this live with that on there. I'd appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for keeping me company, keeping my mind and the synapses going with some conversation and communication and sharing of information, giving me an opportunity to share some of the experiences I had, even though I didn't finish because I jumped from topic to topic. Think because I'm so excited that I have people here. But thank you. I really appreciate your presence. I appreciate your love, and God bless you. I'm gonna hop off of here because I actually, you know, I have adult responsibilities, so I'm gonna take care of those. But I love y'all. Thank you, and goodbye. Oh, I should screenshot the chat so I have it. I should. Let me do that at least. Your chat is being screenshotted. You have been warned. All right, now I'm gone. Goodbye.